really had a perfect offseason. And then it was the culmination of like 5 good years of drafting. And you can just see it all throughout the roster, like kind of turned over every stone, just about every way you go about building a roster. He dipped into it, and kudos to him because he's as good a guy as he is good at his job. And so I've always rooted for him.
Absolutely. I mean, another thing is John Schneider did a great job of drafting in the late rounds. I mean, it's obviously without a question how well he's done in the early rounds, right? First round pick. It started, I think when you talked about he's been building it over years, it started when he picked Charles Cross at pick 9. Yeah. And then in the second round jumps and gets Mafe and K9. The next year you turn around and you keep
Lucas in the third that year.
Yeah, Abe Lucas in the third, exactly. And Rico won in the 5th, and it was just the consistent building and over the course of the years and the change of draft philosophy, making the smart moves, especially this offseason. This offseason was a lot of smart moves in the free agent market, adding veteran pieces, adding depth pieces in places that have hindered us in the past. All of which were put together to build what we're seeing today. And of course, John's very strategic with his in-season trades. He isn't always going after the top guy, right? Oh, we could go get Quinn and Williams. No. We're going to go get guys that fit needs, are going to fit in well with us and help us build what we're building and not just take over and transform our defense. Shaheed, Leonard Williams, and so on. So he's been very methodical and strategic about his moves. We were really patient this year in free agency, and I know a lot of fans didn't like that. Nothing new for us though. But it all was very methodical and strategic and built what we're seeing today. And I mean, John Schneider has absolutely killed it, over the last 4 or 5 years.
And even like 9 undrafted free agents, I think it's like almost 20% of the roster. It's crazy. And it's that I think that's why this roster seems to be not egoless, because they all have egos, but they're very unselfish. They play for each other. And I think it's because you have such a mix, the first round picks have hit, the middle round picks, like you said, have hit. And then you have, so many undrafted free agents and what those guys have had to do to earn it. And then credit to the coaching staff that when he hands those players over to him, that they're not afraid to play them. They don't care about draft status. It's just who plays better between Monday and Friday. And that's who's going to see the field on Sunday. And where would we be without Drake Thomas? And the job he did at weak side linebacker after Tyrese Knight got off to that kind of weird start this year and just wasn't as effective. Where would we be without Ty Okada filling in for Julian Love and Kobe Bryant at different times this year? It's really a cool group. And that's, even if I think if you're watching this Super Bowl and you're not a fan of either team, you don't have a dog in the fight, right?